Morning, Stampers. Hello and welcome to the LovenStamps studio. My name is Meg and I am happy to see you this morning or whenever you're watching. I have a project today to share with you. I promised last week maybe that we would do a project that wasn't a card today, so I have a non-card project for you today. But if you want to make it a card, I'll give you some really simple instructions for doing that. It's actually a shaped card because it makes the most of the shaping die. This is the card die shape here from the Beautiful Butterflies suite. So this one's going to coordinate here with the Beautiful Butterflies. Let me put on the side. Wait, the side. The Beautiful Butterflies stamps and the dies, which are really fun to work with. So this one's going to give you some tips not only for that shaped die, but also for these stamps over here that are kind of like mystery stamps. I have found that they aren't the ones that I see getting used the most often, but they are actually, I think, some of the most beautiful things out of this stamp set. So I'm going to show you how to use those. So instead of reaching for them last when you pull out this stamp set, you're going to reach for them first, I'm pretty sure. So you'll have to let me know if you think that's the case. I'm also going to showcase the Bright Skies dies and stamp set. This is from the Last Chance list, so this is one you're going to want to snag before it's all gone. And the also Last Chance list, these are the gift bag combo packs. So we're going to use the larger of these because they're the perfect size. And then we are also going to use these pretty Everyday Skies Designer Series paper. So this is going to be an option for your projects. And this is one of those 48 sheet 6x6 paper packs. Every single paper in here would be gorgeous for using with these butterflies. So you're going to be excited about those. And I have a punch pack, a blending brush tip for you, all kinds of, actually a couple ways to use blend. This is a good project. You guys are going to be excited. So however you take notes or screenshots or bookmark or pin or whatever, get ready because this video is going to be packed with things that you can use. So all right, with that, hey Trish and Nikki and Lori, good to see everybody. Make sure you say hi if you're watching now or later. I'm going to go ahead and switch our camera down here to our desktop. So, all right, beautiful butterflies. So first things first, we're starting with a piece of basic white cardstock. It needs to be at least 5 inches wide, and I didn't measure the length of it. Let's see how long it is. My scrap paper. It's going to have to be at least about 8 inches tall, so 5 by 8 will work. My recommendation for this is to go ahead and score it in half-ish. You need to score at least 4 inches up from the bottom, so I'm going to go ahead and score it. And the reason for that is that we are going to put our, get my cutting blade out of the way. We are going to put our butterfly on here, and we're going to make a shaped card. It is so much easier to line this up if you have a score line already on your cardstock. If you don't, you can still do this, but you just have to be really careful, okay? Oh, hey, Tanya. All right. So what I want to tell you about this die, what it's going to do is it's going to cut the shape, but it's not going to cut at these little tabs here. So what we're going to do is we are going to pop that onto our die, and hopefully, or onto our cardstock, helpfully, there is actually a line on the front of the die that helps you get that exactly where you need to be. Can you, let's see when you focus here, there's a cut in the top of the die that shows exactly where you're going to want to put that score line. So, all right, so I'm going to go ahead and cut this. Oops, my washi tape's not holding so much anymore. I'm going to go ahead and cut this, and then I'll show you what we do here for step 2. So step 1, cut the first side of your butterfly. Now, like I said, we're going to use this for a gift bag, but you could use this for the front of a card or a card. So what this is going to cut for us is a shaped butterfly. There, can you kind of see that? So we have this butterfly cut out here. Let's pull it out so you can see. Butterfly cut out here, but not clipped at the top. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my die on the other half and cut the other half to match. Now, same thing, you're just going to line up your, line up that little cut in the front, and you can actually see or feel the die grabbing, because it's going to grab right in that divot where the first piece of cardstock is missing. So it's gonna cut right out of there. And now, dun, 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 here's a sneak preview. Switch our camera. Now we have our die cut butterflies here as a pair, okay? So we have this pretty piece here. Now, a couple things we can do with this. One, we can go ahead and cut this at the top if you wanted to just have the butterfly. Oh, hey, Joan. Or you could leave it full. We're gonna leave it full. And then you can layer this. There are a whole bunch of different dies on here. We've been using this die here for some of our other projects this month. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna leave this flat for the moment because it's easier to stamp on things that are flat rather than things that are folded. So this is where these images here come in. So what I said was that these images are kind of sleepers in the stamp set. They're easy to overlook because they don't necessarily like exactly fit the background here, and they don't of the large butterfly, and they're not exactly the same shape here, but actually I love how these are set up. So let me show you what we're gonna do with this. Rather than stamping full strength onto our butterfly background with just one color, like I could make these daffodil, that would be fine, but we're gonna make them so much more interesting. So I'm gonna ink this up here in a daffodil, and I am going to go ahead and add some color. So you're gonna get to see this a couple times because we're gonna use these a couple times. So I have pumpkin pie here, and I'm going to swirl on and then tap to add this to our color here. Okay, so now you can kind of see we've got a little bit of variety. And then to make this really strong at the end, I'm gonna use Berry Burst, but this one I'm gonna go ahead and apply full strength ink just at the edge. Now, you can see here, I think, that if I stamped this, I'd get this really funny, like messy border effect. I don't want that. So I'm gonna use my blending brush here to just soften that just a little bit. And now when I stamp this, you can see dun, 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 that we have a really pretty ombre that runs across there, okay? All right, so let's go ahead. I'm gonna do this one again. These are a matched pair, so I'm gonna go ahead and do the same one in the same, or this other stamp in the same orientation here before I get lost. So this one's gonna go right here. I've got my pumpkin. I'm gonna add the pumpkin to it, maybe a little bit more. I'm going to direct ink my berry, and then go ahead and smudge that just a little bit with my blending brush. So now we have 2 of our butterfly pieces done. And then to make this a little bit less like uniform, no, I guess I'm gonna do them the same. I was gonna switch them upside down. I can't remember what I did on my sample. It looks like I did the same thing. So let's see, I'm gonna keep them, I'll switch them here. No, I'm gonna do them this way. Okay, dun, dun, dun. So left and right. Watch this, I can ink with 2 hands at one time. That's you know, advanced stamping right there. And then I'm gonna add the orange, the pumpkin pie at the outside. And if you do them both at the same time, you can kind of see what you're doing a little bit and try to keep them pretty even. But honestly, by the time we get this all going on here, you'll see that it's not gonna matter too much if they're not exactly the same. So, and then last thing, I'm going to go ahead and soften that line there in the dark colors, and then we're gonna stamp. All right, yay, oh hi Anne, yay Sue. I know, aren't these fun colors? Now I'm gonna leave a little bit of space at the top here. I'm gonna stamp these up, and we're gonna leave a little bit of a white area kind of in our stamp, in our card here. So we're gonna leave this space in the center, all right? Now remember, between each time of doing this, you're gonna wanna wash these because you don't wanna take this stamp here with all this Berry Burst on it and ink it into your Daffodil Delight, or you're gonna mix your Daffodil Delight in there. Now, if you do that accidentally, don't panic. If you look at your yellow pad and there's like a line of Berry Burst across there, the easiest way to get around that is to take a tissue, just a Kleenex, and just dab that, just press and hold to lift up as much of that extra ink as you can. Oh, hi, Briar. Yay. I don't know what time it is in New Zealand, but I'm guessing it's not 9:30 in the morning. Anyway, you're gonna just lift that ink out of the ink pad there, where you've gotten that cross contamination color, and then you can take your ink refill and you can re-ink that area. But don't panic if you have that happen to your stamps. I used to worry about it, especially when I had small kids in my house stamping. But I would much rather have small people enjoying crafting with me, and then, you know, little things happen and they get fixed, than to miss out on that chance to create with them. So anyway, don't panic. And honestly, it's not usually the little people who do it. Usually they're pretty careful about stuff. It's usually grown-ups who cross-contaminate ink pads, in my experience. Or me, because I'm not paying attention or whatever. All right, so now we have this big space in the middle here with our pretty ombre stamping, right? Hi, Terry. So what we're gonna do is go ahead and we're going to ink. There are a variety of greetings in this stamp set that are really useful. Time to celebrate, hello, thankful for you, happy birthday, in case you need me, I'm here. Like, this is a really pretty universal sentiment kind of stamp set. It includes a lot of different sentiments that you might want. So we're gonna go with time to celebrate here and make this a fun celebration project. And we have left ourselves a space in the middle that fits perfectly with this greeting, okay? So actually, in case you need me, I'm here would also fit here. Hello would fit here. You could even do one of these small ones like happy birthday right across the center. So this gives you lots of great possibilities for this. Now, if you're looking at this project and thinking, oh, this is so pretty, Meg, I want to make this, then part of the good news is that if you're, this is one of the LovenStamps projects to go for this month. So if your order with me is, if you place any order with me, you're gonna get the PDF tutorial for this project during April. If you place an order that's $60 or more, you're gonna get this as one of your 2 card kits to go, project kits to go. So you're gonna get all the pieces pre-die cut. I'll do the butterflies for you. You're gonna get the gift bag here, all the things that you need to make this project. As far as consumables go, you'll have to have your own stamps and ink to do them, but you can learn more about those. There's a link in the video description about how to have on hand the things that you need for this project. So, all right, so what else did I promise you? I promised you a really cool background technique trick here. So one of the things that is on the clearance, well, not clearance, on the last chance list is the Bright Skies stamp set at a huge discount, and the Bright Skies die set at also a huge discount. I think this is like a $34 die set, and it's on sale right now for $13. So that is a very large discount. And all of the dies in here are useful. I've used them lots of times, but one of the best things in here are these cloud dies. So I'm gonna pull one of these out here, and we are going to make a template for ourselves, a mask that we can use to do some great masking and shading here on our project. So I'm gonna go ahead and run this through my die cut machine. I've just got a piece of scrap cardstock, and I'm gonna go ahead and do this towards the middle-ish, because there are occasions where you would want to mask the top and the bottom. And so now I've made both halves of that mask that I need, and I'll tell you a little bit more about that. We're just going to use one. But anyway, there's lots of great things on here. These giant clouds would be really pretty with our butterfly. Even if you don't have the stamp set to go with it, this die set is extremely useful. So don't miss the chance to pick this one up. Things on the last chance list are while supplies last, and this one is just a super bargain if you don't have it already. So. Okay, so now we have the 2 halves of our die cut cloud masks, and there are 2 sizes in the gift bag combo pack. I realized I didn't put these in the supply list link, but they're easy to find. Just if you use the supply list link and go to my online shop, then you can just search bags and they'll pop up. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start doing some masking here with our cardstock and our balmy blue ink. So we're going to pull this out, and I've got my blending brush here, the one I use for blues. When you do clouds, you usually want to start at the top. Oh yeah, Joan says the Bright Skies set is a keeper. So I'm gonna swirl here to pick up ink, and then I'm gonna start with my blending brush on my mask, not on my project, because when you tap it down the first time, you're gonna get a smudge. And so I want that smudge to be on my mask where it doesn't matter, not up here on my project where it's going to leave a mark, okay? Now, you can see here we have our first little clouds here created. Now, one of the things that you're gonna wanna be careful about with these bags is that they have a layer inside. So if that really drives you insane, you can go ahead and reinforce the back of this by putting like a layer of cardboard or something so that you're not like masking over that bump. Does that make sense? You're getting this little extra bit here because of the bump in the gift bag. But honestly, it's not gonna matter by the time we got this all done, so I'm not gonna worry about it. Then we're gonna go ahead and take our mask. I'm gonna move it down a little bit and pick up some more ink. I'm gonna turn it a little, start again on the mask, and then add some more clouds here in another layer. Now I'm gonna stop right here because I want these clouds to look like they're kind of butting up into the next layer, okay? So you don't wanna go all the way across there even though the mask is long enough because you want it to stop and add another layer. So same thing here. I'm gonna go right up to here, but I'm gonna stop inking or start, depending on which way you go, right across there. All right, see how we're building our clouds across here? So I'm just gonna go back and forth, kind of work my mask down. I might do some of them kind of all the way across. I might do some of them at like a wide angle here. But as you go, you're adding to your cloud layer. So you can see where this die set is super useful. It really adds a lot. Now, when I was saying sometimes you want to add the second layer here, what you could also do for this, if you wanted your clouds to be a certain color, like gold or something, is you would place this back on and then you would go ahead and add gold to this so that you would have, instead of white clouds, you'd have sort of gold tinged clouds with a blue behind them. But we're gonna go ahead and just do the single. Now this, I might even keep in my beautiful butterflies. I have another one that I keep with my bright skies. This is a really handy mask set to just have for all kinds of your projects. So, all right, so there's our balmy blue. All right, so let's go ahead and open this up and see how it's going to work together. Like I said, this is a really fun way to use a shaped card. So now I'm gonna fold on that score line that we made at the very beginning, set that across there, and flap this over the top like this, okay? So now we have this really fun time to celebrate. Now, what would you maybe also want to add to this? One of the things that you might do is add a piece of circle punch. So I have here the beautiful Bokeh Designer Series paper. I'm gonna pull out one of these. Oh, there's one that I used there. I'm gonna pull out one of these multicolored ones. And one of the pieces that we're using that I've been featuring this month is the 2 3/8 inch circle punch. So I always, for the LovenStamps monthly projects, pull out a selected set of supplies, and I try and give you a number of projects that all use that same set of supplies so that you can really make the most of what you are adding to your stamping collection. So I'm gonna go ahead and use this circle punch here to punch out from beautiful Bokeh paper, which is also included in that selection. And we're gonna pop this kind of in the back here as a little extra. And then we are going to go ahead, I wanna add some ribbon to this. And the ribbon that I've included this month is the 1/8 inch Daffodil Delight ribbon. And so I'm gonna make a bow for this. And I think I've kind of like thought about putting the bow up here. I want the bow to be up here at the center. So if I'm gonna put a hole in my gift bag, I am going to use one of the 3 new punches. It's been a long time since we've had punches like this. They are so handy. These little guys, they're the Hole Punch Assortment, and they are part of the online exclusives. Now wait, actually, okay, now I'm like second guessing. Maybe you can't get these yet. Let me see. Hole Punch. They are, yeah, you can get them. Okay, I was afraid they were part of the online exclusives that haven't come out yet, that they're just for demonstrator pre-order, but they're not. They're available now. So there's 3 punches here, an 1/8 inch, a slit, and this fun shaped punch here. And so I'm going to go ahead and pinch my bag shut and slide this in and go ahead and punch a little bag topper. So now it looks like we have a really fun shaped topper here. And then our butterfly is going to fit over the top. We have some other plans for this too, but we're going to go ahead and tie here. Now, if you are like me, sometimes it bugs you that when you slip your ribbon through and you tie your bow, it ends up kind of up here at the top. I want my ribbon to be right on the front here, just above my butterfly. Margaret said, is the big circle punch available? 2 and 3/8 inch circle punch? I think so, Margaret. As far as I know, it is. Let's see, circle punch. I'll double check really fast for you. In North America, the 2 and 3/8 inch circle punch is, yes, available, no problem. And it's linked in the video description. So when you're looking at the supplies, go ahead and you can just use that link right there. Okay, now, like I said, I don't want my bow to be at top. I want it to be on the front. So I'm gonna show you a little trick. I'm gonna take this off so it's not moving around, for putting the bow on the front. So what I'm gonna do is go ahead and pop our looped ribbon. So I've got just a loop here. I'm going to pop it through the front, and I am going to bring this loop around. I'm going to go ahead and trim it. I don't know how long it is, but about that long. I'm going to trim it, and I'm going to bring my ends up through the top. Okay, so the loop is on the back side. I'm going to bring my ends up through the top, and now when I cinch this down, I have my cute little punch piece here, and I have my ribbons both coming out of the front. So now when I tie my bow is going to sit right here on the front of my bag. Okay, see how that works? Kind of fun, right? So now you don't have to worry about having your bow be on the top of your card. And the other fun trick is that you can kind of just turn it, because you're not doing a crossover, you're just twisting the ribbon, so you can turn it and make it artistically however you want it to hang. So this is a really great bow trick when you're working with a hole like this on the top of a bag. So we're gonna pop this through here and bring our ends through, and oops, I guess I need to tie it a little tighter. There we go. Now we have our bow and our ribbon. All right, let's go ahead and take this. I'm just gonna pop a Stampin' Dimensional. Oops, I'm about to throw things on the floor accidentally. I'm going to pop a Stampin' Dimensional on the back of this and pop this here under our butterfly. There we go. And now let's go ahead and add some bling to this. So when I've done these before, this month I'm using the beautiful Itty Bitty Bokeh mix, which is a perfect, it's part of the beautiful Bokeh Sweet collection, and it has all these really great colors in it. So let's go ahead and add some of these little sequins. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead with my multi-purpose liquid glue, and I'm going to just add a couple of little sparkle spots, and then I'm gonna come back with my, let's see, okay, when you think you need one more, that's the time to stop before you add the one more. Now I'm going to come back with my take your pick tool and go ahead and set these down. Okay, I'm holding a lot of things here at the same time, and I need 2 hands for this. So, all right, so remember, you're going to use that trick where you take off the back part of your, let's get this out of the way, take off the back part of your take your pick tool, and then you can use that tip there to hold the pieces down on your project so that they stick to the glue instead of just popping off onto sticking with the take your pick tool. All right, and let's see, I don't think I have any purples on here, but that's okay. I'm going to do some of just the lighter ones, I think. All right, then you can store that back in your take your pick tool so that you have all the pieces where you want them. All right, let's bring our butterflies back here and pop this on. Okay, the reason I haven't stuck this yet is I have a whole other sample to show you with it, and so I want to save our butterfly for that. Okay, so there is our butterfly here, stamped and popped onto our bag with just a little bit of extra sparkle. Now these would be a really fun thing to do for a favor, for a shower, or a wedding or something like that. You could put whatever you want in here, and you're gonna attach the butterfly at the back here. I'll show you kind of what I did. So I have on the back, I have my butterfly attached with just a couple of Stampin' Dimensionals, so that when you are opening the bag, you just untie it and then have your butterfly attached to the bag there like that. Now they kind of pop up just a little bit, so if that really bothered you, you could put just a teeny bit of glue on the back. That would be easy for someone to just pop off so that they could get the bag open. But let's take this and go back to another bag here. And so this time, instead of having our bag be covered with the masking, let's pull out the absolutely beautiful and not often used yet by me, Everyday Skies Designer Series paper. So let's take a look at these. You'll notice that these colors are right in line with all of the pretty colors that are used in the beautiful Bokeh paper. So any of these would be beautiful for custom butterflies. Look at that bright one there. We have these sort of twilight one. Actually, I really like that one. Let's see. Maybe I'll pull that one. Does that go? That goes beautifully with our butterflies. Any of these would be absolutely beautiful to go along. For this one here, you could do your butterflies in pinks and purples instead of in oranges like we did. But these papers are amazing. And the easy thing about this is that all we have to do is cut down our designer series paper to match the front of our bag. So I'm gonna pull this here and go ahead and cut this. It's 4 and just a teeny bit more than 4.5 inches wide, and which gives me this piece here that I could use for something else. And then this is gonna be a 5 3/4, and I'm gonna go ahead and cut that off. And now we can glue this to the front of our bag and fold our butterfly across the top. And look how pretty that is. Now, if I add our yellow ribbon to the top, it's gonna bring out those colors there in our butterfly and really help that stand out. Because remember, we really like to reuse a color, to repeat it while we're stamping so that we get the most like cohesive project, right? So our Daffodil Delight matches our daffodil ink here, which matches sort of the shades in the background here. So this one I have already cut and tied with our ribbon trick. Remember, you're gonna put that ribbon through that way. And now I love the way these colors complement each other too. So now let's pop a couple of dimensionals on the back. These are just really easy to apply. And dum-da-dum. I'm gonna just slide this down over the top and press that to the back. So now we have our butterfly here over the top. So like I said, the other thing you could do if you wanted to is you could make a little latch for this. And there's other dies here in the set, so you could go ahead and pop one of these on and put a little dimensional underneath it here, so that that is like a little flap here that would hold your front butterfly down, so it would just pop right here like that. Does that make sense? Like a little hook. All right, so lots of good possibilities there. All right, so there are 2 really gorgeous bags here that make the most of that stamp that I told you we've all been overlooking from our beautiful butterfly set. So that gives you a really pretty way to use it. Now, like I said, you could make this a card. It doesn't have to be a gift bag. You could go ahead and you could take this and just make it a shaped card. It would fit in a regular envelope. You could put a backing on it if you wanted to. Lots of good possibilities. But let me show you, because we've got 3 of the 4 projects now for LovenStamps monthly tutorials, and I have the other ones to show you, and they are floating around over here. Sorry. Those butterflies, you know, they flit all over the place. So this is the card that I showed you last week with our window card. A really fun way to make the most of the butterfly dies and stamps together. So you're going to get actually this project in the mail and this project in the mail if your order is $60 or more. And then we also have this one from the video tutorial series. And this one, all the cutting directions and so forth will be in the PDF tutorial that you get as part of, printable PDF tutorial that you get as part of my LovenStamps thank yous for the month of April. So anyway, make sure you get your order in during April if you want to get this set of 4 tutorials. And then I have a bonus for you if your order is $60 or more, and so you're going to qualify for your 2 project kits in the mail. You're also going to get a bonus video class that includes another 12 exclusive, so they're not public on YouTube or anything. Another 12 projects from the Creative Stamping Collective that I am teaming up with. So lots of good possibilities there. So I promise you'll have lots and lots of things to do with your beautiful butterflies, stamps, and dies. There will be no shortage of fun projects for you to work on putting together. I don't know about you guys, but I am just totally in love with this ombre effect. So good chance to pull out your blending brushes. Now, if you're looking for supplies, of course, there is a link in the video description for getting all these supplies, and I appreciate your shopping with me. I actually, then one of the great things for you when you shop with me is you earn LovenStamps Perks Points, and those are redeemable. You collect them, and they're redeemable for a $50 shopping spree. And I just actually redeemed a shopping spree for a stamper yesterday. I was really excited. And as part of their $50 shopping spree, she picked out the beautiful butterflies, dies, and hybrid embossing folder. So yay. So good things are coming when you redeem those perks points. So make sure you look up the information about that on my website and know that I really appreciate my stampers. So thank you guys for shopping with me. I appreciate the support. All right. Yay, Lori. Glad you like the tip, Lori. And Joan says likes the gift bag ideas. So, all right, everyone. Well, that is me for this Tuesday version of Maker Mornings with Meg. I hope that you guys have a wonderful day. That spring is hopefully coming on its way wherever you are watching from. And if you have any questions, as always, let me know. Lots of links in the video description, no matter where you're watching from, to give you some tips for finding the things that I've been talking about. And yeah, all right, everybody. I will be back on Thursday for another episode of Maker Mornings with Meg, and I look forward to seeing you then. And I think I have a huge stack of cards here from the mailbag, Meg's mailbag. So I'm gonna have to show you guys those on Thursday because I'm getting behind on sharing fun things. So I mean, I did share fun things. I'm getting behind on sharing the fun things that you guys send to me. So I will have those to share on Thursday. We'll do some mailbags. So, all right, everybody, happy stamping, and I will see you then. Thanks for watching.